So we're going to be finishing off this course here by finishing the mobile redesign, the mobile design of this desktop version here. So just to continue with developing these three sections right here, I'm just going to give ourselves a bit more space here. Okay. Then let's start from here. And instead of basically just doing the same, duplicating this here, I'm just going to duplicate this here. Okay. And the reason for that is because we have already finished working on the structure here. So let's just paste it in. Obviously, this has to be changed from 14 to 12. Again, Figma just copies text styles, by the way. So you have to make sure that you are correct when copying. I'm going to go here. I'm going to write this out. Use through difficult times. And I'm just going to write, instead of this, I'm just going to say supporting. Let's just cut this part out. Go up top here. Paste here. Okay. Let's just bring out the rulers. Center it perfectly here. Yeah, and we are ready to go. So how are we going to do this? I want to show this first, then this would be supporting this. Okay, so this is the user that got the service. These are the services. So I want to show the services first. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to just first, let's actually take this part, the whole thing. Control Shift R here. And let's go with this. Yeah, it's vertical alignment. Here, I'm going to change this to mobile version, and I'm going to center everything out. Okay, great. So here I'm going to take this, I'm going to make it fill the container. And here we have a component. That means we have to go into the components, which is around here. Yeah, actually. So we have to create the version for it for mobile. So here this will be opened mobile. So it's very simple. We're not going to be changing much. This will be 12. So medium large. 32, I'm gonna make it into pretty simple. Actually, we don't even need to change this one. Okay, that's the thing. We don't even need to change this one. I'm just gonna keep it there. But we're gonna be needing to change this because this is just an accent, and it could be how it already is. Let's make this smaller, and let's also make this a bit smaller here, around 14. And here let's make this a bit smaller to around 3 here. Okay, 3. Just make sure everything's central aligned, and yeah. Okay, so we need just to do the same for this one. So let's create a variant for it. Obviously also we don't need this much space, so 12 by 12 would be better. So let's create a new variant from this, and this will be for the closed mobile here, I think. And we're going to move it down, and we're just going to change this, right? So change the blue to be white, and the white here, let's give it a stroke for primary color, and within here this should be black. Okay, and that should be it. Now I'm gonna go in and change it, but you might go back here and do some tweakings if needed. So yeah, basically we just want to go here, and from opened we just want to say open mobile. And yeah, this is the tweaking I was talking about. I think this is a bit too small, so let's just copy and paste. Control Shift R here, copy and Control Shift R. We don't really need that much space in reality. So open mobile here. Small. Okay, perfect. Closed. This should be closed mobile, and this closed would be closed mobile as well. Now we want to take this, make it fill the container, We want to get in here. That should fill the container as well, and it should also be of a smaller size here. And that's it pretty much. Let's just consider decreasing this a bit. Okay, this section is done. Very simple. Once you get 1 or 2 sections done, then you have the base to just go ahead and make everything work together fast. So it's very simple here. We will be going here and giving it 64 pixel gap in between the sections as we always do. And just to finish off the other sections, let's give ourselves a bit more space right here. Yeah, okay. So we're just gonna do the same here, but this time we don't have too much to change. So let's just get it in here. Let's place it right here and drag it in. Here, let's align it perfectly. Okay, great. Then let's make this fill container. Everything should fill the container here. And let's change the sizes here. Here, this should all be medium extra large, I think. And here, this should also be medium extra large for the serif version. Here, we should change this to the smaller one. Okay, sorry, not that one, but this around here. What's left? Okay, now we have, before we actually do that, let's go back here and let's make this a smaller version. Okay. Okay, now we have to go here to the plants. Obviously, it should be filling the container, and let's stack them up here. Okay, so as always, as we always do, let's go to the components here. Let's go over to the pricings. Actually, we need some more space. So let's just get it down. Let's take this down here. We actually need a bit more space. Let's take this, adjust this for mobile. This doesn't actually need to be changed too much. It has all the space it needs, but we're going to change the text, obviously. Okay, just making the tweaks that we already have been doing. Padding should be 12, and the top padding we should decrease it to 24. So the large should be as we did before, medium extra large. And the small, we can actually leave the small here. It's already has this visual hierarchy, so no problem there. Changing it. Okay, this has to be a variant as a variable, so let's just make this quite small. And this one, I'm thinking that it was not applied to it, so let's make this the regular one here. Okay. Here we have space for the icons and stuff like that, so but just in case it gets quite small, we want to say primary, just primary mobile here. And here it's very simple. First we decrease the size, then let's actually focus here and make this smaller, around 16. And this, okay, we can just go there and give this extra padding here, around 4 by 4. This will get it nicely positioned. So now we take this, copy it, Control Shift R here, 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 here. We would say Control Shift R. Now let's select everything here. Okay, this should be the smaller size. right here. Great. And let's just deal with some spacing here, which just let's make this 16. And we are almost done. Now the simplest way to do it would be, okay, so first let's name this. It's the basic, so this would be basic mobile. Here this would be premium, so this would be premium mobile. Did I misspell it? Yeah. Okay, here. Yeah, so let's move it down here. And we're just gonna be changing the colors and the text, of course. So let's just do that. This be premium. And instead here, we're gonna be using this color, right? So this would be the linear color. Haven't we registered it? So checkmark grad VTN icon, checkmark graphic this color. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna be changing some color stuff. Obviously making this white into the blue. Changing this gradient accent. Changing it here. Okay, we didn't register it. Okay, we do. It's an accent, so we probably taught us we don't really need to register it. So we're just gonna change it like this. Here, this text has to change 19.99 slash. Yeah, and we're just gonna select everything here and make this lighter, and let's make this white, full white. Okay, let's change this to the secondary one. Let's take this. Let's change this to be the lighter one. The white here should be this color, and the black should be white. And I think that's it. Very simple changes. So now we have to go back to the design, and we have to select this, changes from basic to basic mobile. Obviously we have to make it fill the container, and that's it. Obviously the height should also be hard content. Let's do the same here. Premium mobile, fill container, and hard content here. Okay, what we have to do then, the actions should always be fill in the container, right? So let's take this. This pricing is 365. So let's go back to components. Accent container. This should be 365. No, okay, not there. Rather here. So container 365. And let's decrease the size here. Okay, let's do the same here. The accent container should be 365. And then this should also follow. Right. Right, this would be the mobile one. So that's working perfectly. Obviously now we do need some more space. So let's just do gap around 32 maybe, or 40, 48. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, we are ready and almost here. Let's just, one thing remains, right? Okay, the only thing remains is to position it right here correctly. So 96, 64 actually. Great. And finally we have the footer, and the footer should actually be a component on its own. So let's take this as component. we make a footer component because it's a common element that we would use in all of our sections, our website pages, as we did navbar, of course. So let's just copy it, make it after making it a component. So now you can see the purple outlines here. Let's go back here into the components. Let's add a variant here. This would be mobile and this would be desktop. And let's just go up here. Yeah, let's just add some. First, let's make this into the primary color. And let's give it 32 gap 64 by 64 as we always do in all our components here. Now this mobile, how are we going to handle this? First of all, we do need to decrease the size of many stuff. I'm going to leave this like this actually because it doesn't matter if it is decreased or increased. It has pretty much enough space always. I'm gonna go here though. I'm gonna select this, make it 12. I'm gonna make this into the primary mobile. Let's select these here. From 16, I'm gonna go to 14. Let's decrease the gap here as well and make these around 24. Let's go in here and decrease the gap to be around 32. Maybe 36 is better. And I'm gonna select all of these here. And from 14 semi-bold, we would take it to 12 semi-bold, but we don't really have that. So let's just stick these into 12. So let's just make that into a variable, right? So sans extra small, I think that's it. 12. Yeah, extra small, regular. Sorry, it's gonna be semi-bold. And let's just finish off here and we're gonna register it. Let's take everything here. And let's make it 14 to 12. Shit. Yeah, so let's just take this here from sub regular, we're going to change it to V12. And let's actually now go register the final font. This will be the final font style that we add here from all of these. So we have our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I think we have 14 styles here. Let's just change this to semi-bold here. Okay, now let's go back here into components. So let us actually make it smaller, 365, right? Great, so this will be the size. Obviously we want everything to fill out the container. We will need to position the accent better. Let's just make it like this. Okay, great, that looks fine. Let's take the main, fill the container, obviously. Let's take this part actually here. Should be filled container, but should be top down. And the gap should be like 16. Central alignment. Actually, instead of 60, let's go 12. Here, 32 should be 24. Here, I think we fixed everything. almost. So we have to just make this closer to each other for around 32 and hug. Yeah, right. So everything is coming along quite nicely. Here, we're gonna stack it top down, and we're gonna go with around 32 pixel gap. Since this is 32, actually, we will need more gap here. We're gonna go with 48. But we do have space, so maybe we return to 32. Okay, that looks good. That looks fine. And we're gonna make this fill container, and we're gonna try to make it wrap. Okay. Yeah. Uh. Okay. Let's make them fill the container here. Uh. Like this, so that there's a clear column here. Okay. Now we just want to align these actually. Okay, let's try a different approach here, where we basically just take all of these here and give them hard content spacing. And we take this, it should be 103, so this should also be 103. Okay, so now see there's a clear defined column here. And okay, this is actually fine. Now this actually shouldn't be 64, rather should be around 32. And this shouldn't be 40, but rather should be also 32. So it doesn't have the space to wrap still. So it's fine. Actually, it's not too bad. So this will be our footer, and we have to take this and put it inside of the mobile section here. So it's very simple now. All we have to do is duplicate it, bring it over here, and finally go into the variants here and make the mobile variant. So we're just gonna position it here, and it's filling the container complete. 1 pixel is left, but we're gonna deal with that. So let's just central line it. Right, let's decide here. It's perfect here. Okay, great. Yeah. So now this will be our footer section. Yeah, pretty much like the only thing I'll change here is actually everything is left aligned here, but this is central aligned. So we either have to make everything left aligned or central aligned. Uh, okay, let's look into left alignment first. Okay. Actually, this should also be 32 by 32. Okay. Or the other way we can do it is to central line everything. Okay. Now if we do this, I think this looks much better if we take everything and central line it. Uh, yeah, this pretty much looks better for the footer, mobile footer section. I would maybe decrease the size here, around 24. Well, 24, okay. And yeah, this is the footer. So the only thing that remains is to make the size proportional here. So let's go the same as here, right? So from the navbar it was 36. Here's total 2, it should be 36. Now finally, the last thing that we're going to be doing in this course is to make the size here proportional, and let's just check out the mobile version here. the hero section, obviously the video player, features, and this will be the testimonials. Pricing is followed by the footer, and this is what we build in this course, and that's everything that you need to know to get a better understanding of UI UX design and web design, and get from a beginner, total beginner, into an intermediate level.